Hi, second graders. I have a special story for you tonight. If you notice, I have my Christmas tree on behind me, and it is full of pictures of my kids and my two little grandkids, and lots of different ornaments that they've made through the years. And so, the reason I'm telling you that is because our story tonight is called Moostletoe, and it's about a Christmas tree. The author is Marjorie Palatini and illustrated by Henry Cole. And if you take a look, we have a moose, don't we? And he has a whole bunch of decorations hanging on him. So let's find out what's going to happen in the story. "'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tune full of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his moustache had the holiday spirit." He doesn't have a mustache, he has a moustache, because he's a moose. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy, yes, in all probability just perfectly perfect. And as we read along, you'll find that we'll say perfectly perfect quite a few times at the end of a page. Christmas is a busy time. There's lots to do. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hoofs hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. Then he wrapped, yo, 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 and he ribboned, ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple. So easy, so perfectly perfect. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. He made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes. So simple, so easy, and, but of course, so perfectly perfect. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingle-belled, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this moose was jolly. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. There he goes. He thinks he's got it all under control. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one with special care. And just in time, too. Soon, Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. And so simple, so easy, and if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. Uh-oh. Take a look. What do you see? It's pretty bare, isn't it? I wonder what's missing. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done. Everything looked bountiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my. Oh me. Oh gee. Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree. Oh no. Can you see? Oh. Oops. Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow, and that's all there was to that. So out went the moose, braving blustery blowing winds and the cold, trudging through snowdrifts, courageous and bold. Good thing he had his galoshes. Those are like some special boots to wear out in the cold and wet. And there he goes. I love this picture because I always love seeing the where they sell Christmas trees and they have the little lights strung. So cute. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner. Not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy bowless bough hanging around. Nope, not a nothing. Not a tree to be found. Look how empty it is. No tree, sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, "Oh, so who needs a tree?" But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner, he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children, and he winked at his bride. "Kids," he declared, "fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop." And their little sign, I don't know if you can see it. "Dear Santa, we don't have a tree, but leave presents here." And it's a bare floor. So they're fetching their forgetful pop some family glop. So glop would be like glue. So let's turn the page and see what's going to happen here. Try to make sure you see all the picture. So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue. And without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took a part, grabbing strands. Strands would be like a group of hair. Taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and they plopped. They pasted and they pressed. They curled and twirled every which way a follicle could fathom. A follicle is like a strand of hair. Until Moose's magnificent moustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. What do you think they're doing? They're putting glue all over his moustache. I wonder what they're going to do. Oh, look at that. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel, beginning right with his nose. They hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plums, sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plugged in his pop. Ooh, ah, yes. Moose truly was one incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and boy, oh boy, was he ever bright. Looks pretty good. Then Junior placed the star on top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed. Except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple, and it wasn't so easy, and okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But do you know what? It was pretty close. And it says, ho, ho, ho. So who do you think made it there? Yeah, maybe Santa. So did you enjoy that story? This is our family's favorite because there's always so much to do at Christmas time. And Mr. Ellis, he likes to take charge. And we have lots of lists going around. And
he reads it to me.
And we read it, don't we, Hope? Yep, our family. Every year, we all have a copy, even my older kids. And so there you go. And I hope that you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I can't wait to hear all about it. But we'll be seeing you in January. Bye-bye.